words, Ollie Collins will be a managing partner with Integrity Marketing Group for sure. And exactly what I'm going to cover on this board and what's going to be recorded. And again, we're going to get this recording out. Okay, so we're going to get it sent out, and it's basically going to have our building system on it. But our goal right now from the Cornerstone Group is our next stop is to get to 150 writing agents every single week. That's our next goal. From there, we're going to go to 200 writing agents every week. From there, we're going to go to 400 writing agents every week. But that's the process of everybody growing their organization, okay? So I'm definitely going to have Cammie instruct me more. I trust Cammie, love his heart. I'm so proud of him. I mean, just what he gave tonight, what he gave us tonight, what he gave back to me just in the last 45 minutes or so is absolutely incredible. So here's our building system. Number one, what do you want? What do you want? Number two, when do you want it? And number three, what are you willing to give up to get it? We'll switch markers here. So what do you want? When do you want it? And these are things that you have to write down. Okay, if you just hear me say this and you don't go write these things down like this is the white sheet of paper every morning. This is the thought process. This is the programming or reprogramming or renewing your mind, reprogramming your subconscious mind to work for you versus against you. So what do you want? When do you want it? Put some dates, some time frames around it. And what are you willing to give up to get it? Because if you don't think going to a new level in life, a new level in leadership, if you don't think that requires you to give up something, then we'll never be in agreement with that, because I think it does require you to give up something. So that's number one. Number two is the world goes round based on a team player. Okay, and a team player to me is three specific things. Number one, it's character. Number two, it is cash flow or production, and that could be S quadrant or B quadrant. And number three is association. So every team player dives into these three areas. Okay, not just one or the other, but all three of these areas. Character means that you're accountable. Okay, you can't separate being accountable and character. Sadly, though, a lot of us, we've got to go maybe to grandma, granddad to find somebody in our life that has character. The handshake, my handshake means something. So accountable, being good for your word. When you tell your upline, this is what I'm going to accomplish, then your upline knows that's what you're going to. There's no retreat to that. There may be setting new time frames, but there's no retreat because you're accountable to what you said. You don't respond to your upline just when you think he has something to give you. That's not nice. That's not nice. So character is accountable. Character is being teachable. The absence of being teachable is arrogance. And that costs people a lot of money. So accountable, teachable, and good old-fashioned work. good old-fashioned roll up your sleeves and friggin' go to work. We don't need new ideas. We simply need people to go to work. Go hire somebody, go write an application, go hire somebody. Like, we need that's the work in our business. So character deals with those three things: accountability. Who are you accountable to? Number 2 is teachable, and number 3 is work. Cash flow deals with personal, sales, and overrides, building your agency. That's cash flow. You got to protect it, because cash flow is like oxygen. You won't survive very long without it. And then number 3 is the most powerful force in the universe. The most powerful force in the universe is something called association. And we associate through 3 main areas. Number 1 is books. Number 2 is audio. And number 3 is live meetings. Go to conferences, okay? But it's attending the live meetings in your area, okay? So that's a team player. Now, I know some of these are redundant from last week, but I've got to go back through them, because this is all going to be on this same one video, okay? The next is the 5 steps to be and or identify a leader. So number 1, leaders listen. Number 2, leaders work their fannies off. And number 3, leaders figure out how to get results. Results, cash flow, B quadrant, and S quadrant. Number 4, once they figure out how to get results, S quadrant or B quadrant, they stay plugged in. When you figure out how to get results, there's a lot of recognition that you'll get. If you don't understand that, then I promise you, you won't stay plugged in to the right people, because once you start getting results, everybody wants to be your friend. Number 5, learn how to handle the negatives of life and still move forward. Learn how to handle the negatives of life and still move forward with a positive mental attitude. 4 things new people have to do in order to succeed here, okay? See if they're closely related to the 5 steps of being a leader. So the 4 things that new people have to do to succeed. Number 1, new people have to listen. Number 2, new people have to work. Number 3, new people have to figure out how to get results. They got to figure out how to produce, how to create cash flow. That's when you're on the airplane next time and you hear the flight attendant say, secure your mask first. Secure your mask first, then help whoever you got to help. If you've got a kid, if you've got whoever. Human nature is not to secure yours first. Human nature is I'm going to get that daggum mask out of that compartment and I'm going to put it on my kid. Well, if you do that, you're going to screw up, because you're going to pass out and then ain't nobody going to help the kid. So you need to create your cash flow first, then help save the world. Put the Red Cross up. Go do meetings for people. Go travel and go hang out with people doing like hobby type stuff. I don't care, but you got to create your cash flow first. And then number 4 is you've got to plug in. You've got to learn how to associate with the right people. Plugging in to the right people creates the right thought process that allows you to move forward and create the right habits for you to succeed. That's the process, that association is the process that leads you to change. You want to grow fast, change fast. You want to change fast, read. Read. Reading is visually guided thinking. Fastest way to change your business, fastest way to change your life. What do I have down here? Okay, so 5 basics to building a business team. 5 basics to building. Number 1, we got to have people. Cold market or warm market, I don't care. They're all people. Number 2, check interest. You remember we talked about how do we go about it? Like, John, how do I build my agent? How do I hire people? Well, it goes down to the drill versus the hole, right? See, I can sell you the drill, and it doesn't matter how good I am at selling the drill if you don't need a hole. If you don't need a hole, the likelihood of you buying my drill is probably slim to none. So the drill versus the hole is I check people's interest about needing a hole. If they don't need a hole, I talk to them about the hole. I talk to them about freedom. I talk to them about being out of debt. I talk to them about being able to sleep when till their eyes wake up versus an alarm clock. I talk about having no debt, paying off your cars, paying off your house, living debt free, owing nobody nothing but to love you. Do you want a hole? Yes, I want that hole. Okay, well, here's my drill. Here's my drill. Here's the insurance industry. And this is when I share the opportunity. Show the plan. Share the opportunity. Opportunity overview. And then it goes number 4. If somebody's married, I love sharing the opportunity with spouse. Just like any Fortune 500 company. And then number 5, I follow up. I follow up. I don't just leave it to chance. I follow up with people. So those are the 5 basics of building a business team. Now, how do we identify right people? Is it a lottery? Is it luck? No. How we identify right people is, if this is Cammie, what I taught Cammie several years ago is we got to go create width. We got to go create massive width. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I'm going to put 12 up there. So that guy's wife made him quit. So he had to get out of the business. Okay, so now we've got 12 people. And all 12 people you think are going to do it. All 12 people are sharp. All 12 people are, they're like perfect candidate. But out of these 12 people, you're going to have the cream. The law is that the cream rises to the top. That's a law. So you don't have to believe in the law, and it's still a law. Okay? It's like you don't have to believe in the law of gravity. You don't have to believe in gravity at all. But if you're going to go to the top of my house and jump off, let me get outside first so I can get my camera on it. Like, all right, you ready? You still don't believe in gravity? No, I don't believe in gravity. Okay, I want you to do a belly flop. Okay, I got it. I'm recording. So out of 12, you're going to have 4 people quit immediately. Like they're not even going to get started. By the way, we talked this week about the parable of the sower. Okay, I'm not going to bring that up right now, but we talked about the parable of the sower. So out of 12, 4 are going to quit right out. They won't respond to you. It was a good idea. They got in and got excited when we first talked to them, but they're not going to do anything. You're going to have 4 that they're not going to quit, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to quit, but they're not going to do anything right now. Okay? We call those incubators. And if you leave them alone and love on them enough, maybe, just maybe, they'll lead you to somebody, or they'll eventually grow their self-image enough to do it. Okay, so 4 are going to quit outright. 4 are not going to quit, but they're not going to do it right now. And then 4 will identify themselves. And here's the mistake most people make. Because they identify themselves, you think you found your next regional manager. No, these people identify themselves as they're going to do the process. They might even write some applications. But we don't find duplicators until we get 4 in depth. So we find that guy, and then we work through his sphere of influence, help him hire somebody. Hopefully we can help him hire 2 or 3 people. Let's get this guy's sphere of influence, and let's help him hire 2 or 3. By the way, Barry Clarkson said this one time, and I loved it. If you hire somebody and they don't have the credibility enough to get 2 to 3 people to their kitchen table to talk to you about making money, beware of that person. Okay? So this person identifies themselves. This person goes through ExamFX, gets licensed, starts plugging in. Man, they've got all the tools, but while they're doing that, let's go get some depth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we get to 4 deep, I promise you, out of that little nucleus of people, we'll have a duplicator identify themselves. But the reason most people never grow in B quadrant is they never get past width. They never get down to depth. All leaders have width. If you're not wide, if you don't have 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 20 people selling insurance in your width, it's because of one of 2 things. Number 1, you're not showing the plan. You're not sharing the opportunity. Or if you are, which I don't believe you, but if you are, then you don't believe in what you're doing. John, I'm showing the opportunity 5, 6, 7 times a week, and I'm not getting anybody to ICA. I'm not getting them through ExamFX. I can't get somebody to write an application, but I'm showing the opportunity 5 to 7 times a week. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But in the unlikelihood that that's true, then it's because you don't believe in what you're doing. Okay? All leaders have width. And as we start to reestablish this building culture, the one war cry you're going to hear from me is width, 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 width. You can become a millionaire in the insurance business with just getting width. You don't even have to listen to me about depth. And if you just keep going wide, and you get 15, 20, 25, 30 people writing insurance, and you've got a good spread, dude, like, man, I mean, you've got an S quadrant business team, but man, overrides, dude, you're killing it. So the battle cry is width. Now to wrap up, a couple things that I told you that we would talk about tonight. Number 1, what every leader needs. What every leader needs. Now, Joe Skelly and Kevin Hopkins, they put on our group me, every leader needs a wingman. You are 1,000% correct. but that's not what every leader needs. Right. Okay. Number one, every leader does need a wingman, and you will go through your process to find your wingman or wing person, and it will be worth it. Okay. But the one thing every leader needs is about every 90 to 120 days, a leader needs a success story. Every leader needs a new success story in their width. Every 60, 70, 90 days. You get past 90 days and you're still talking about the same success story you had, it's got a shelf life on it, bub. Yeah, it ain't working as good. You need a success story. Number two, what every downline needs and what every downline desires is for you to freaking lead them. That's what every downline is secretly craving. Every downline is secretly craving for you to go get new width. Go prove to them it works. Every downline craves their leaders to lead. You don't have to invest in cold market to go wide. You just have to have desire to go wide. But if cold market is the only avenue you're willing to grow in, then you have to invest. And when I'm talking about investing, I'm talking about multiple thousands. Like, you've got to invest. You've got to get your lines in the water. You've got to do exactly the same type of investing those real estate gurus on social media. You got to go do the same type of investing that they do. And if you got to go borrow it from the bank because you know you're going to make it back, that's fine. Go borrow it. But go throw money into cold market to start generating people through your process. You don't have to do it that way, but if that's the way you're choosing to do it, you can't die. You can't sit there for so long and not move. So cold market, yeah, I mean, this business has kind of turned into cold market recruiting. Warm market, working through people's sphere of influence, meeting people at the gas station, meeting your prospecting your waiter or waitress, or, the guy sitting next to you on the airplane, or your Uber driver or whatever. Yeah, I don't think people want to hear me talk about that stuff anymore. Okay, I built my business. I didn't do it off cold market stuff. Okay, but that was just me. Okay, so don't listen to me say that and then you go, oh, I'm gonna get away from cold. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But if you're gonna do cold market, man, you gotta go do it. And there's no right or wrong way. You just got to go. You got to go put the lines in the water. You can have 100 fishing rods on the boat, but man, they ain't catching nothing until you get some lines in the water. Okay. Okay. Facebook Lives. Okay, you've heard Will and Cammie both talk about Facebook Lives. We need more people to do them, okay? We need more people to do them. Also, creating your quote. Okay, if you haven't done a quote and submitted that, we need a headshot and a quote. A headshot and a quote, and we will create for you an incredible piece for you to plug in on your social media, on your Facebook. Okay, we will, hopefully the cavalry, I will share it, Kim Kite's going to share it, Cammie Smith's going to share it, and we hope everybody that engages, we hope that they like it, they comment, and they share it. And all of a sudden, your piece goes out through multiple spheres of influence. Hundreds, if not thousands of people will now see that. And that starts to create the movement, okay? Cammie was very passionate about the Cornerstone Group, okay? There's some of you out there, and I know it because you haven't engaged with anything we've done. You don't want to engage with the Cornerstone Group, and that's okay. It's not a problem. It's not going to create an offense between us, I promise you. But at least go utilize what you're learning from Cammie and see if you can't go get your team to rally around your business name and go create the same type of momentum. Like this is like, you know, I told Cammie today, it's not so much about competing with that other IMO. I'm kind of okay with not competing with them. What I really want is, because when you look at the majority of those IMOs out there, they're not really growing organically. All they do is they're satisfied with hiring the same daggum 80% of the agents that ain't never going to do anything. And these 80% of agents, they're always looking for greener grass out there because they ain't doing a daggum thing where they are. You know what I want? I want to go out there and create massive organic growth. I want to get back absolutely sharing the opportunity with 6-point profile people talking about a part-time income that they do on the side of their already corporate job, successful career. And yes, those people will fight like crazy to get out of those jobs into their own business. But man, isn't that how we all started? Isn't that how we all started? We started with a dream, and our dream led to a fight. Our fight led to faith, and our faith has led to every good thing that we have today. So with that, Cammie, any closing words, any like to-do list from you when we jump off of this tonight?
Sorry, I was muted. First off, you know, once again, I'm reminded of a comment that I made earlier, you know, just, you know, highlighting that you guys could speak to and listen to dozens and dozens of insurance leaders and not hear anybody explain what John just explained the way he explains it. I'm just telling you, I know that for a lot of you, you might be saying, okay, Cam, we get it. But I really do believe that familiarity is a killer. And I'm looking at Don Trey, I'm looking at Ali and Joe, and I'm just saying, guys, I'm telling you, the stuff that he's teaching you right now, all you have to do is repeat it. All you have to do is soak it up like a college student. And this is how you'll build a business. There is no quick and easy fix. Anyway, I'm just grateful to be able to hear this stuff again. And as far as that cold market, warm market, you know, when we got started in the business, you know, over a decade ago, I don't think that we understood the power of social media the way that we understand it now. You know, if you're not, Doug Wright says, if you're not repeating, you're not leading. If you're not leveraging social media, I'll give you guys an example. I told John the other day, I went to a Panther game at Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte. And they've now moved away from actual paper tickets. Everything is digital on your cell phone. And they give you a notification that says, just so you know, in preparation for the upcoming game on Sunday, Bank of America Stadium is now a cashless stadium. You cannot purchase anything in this stadium with cash. Now, you would have told us that, Ali, 10 years ago, that the Bank of America Stadium, I can't go get a hot dog and a Coke with a $50, $20 bill. They won't take it. They're only doing digital currency now. That's it. Credit card. I think there was like Bitcoin. You understand what I'm saying? It's a cashless stadium. They're not the only ones in the country that do that, by the way. What's my point? Is that times are changing. Some of you have been in the business just as long as I have. It's a different day. And you need to understand the power of social media. John, I shared this on the first call. I said, you might get 7, 8, 9 likes on a post. With one strategy, we posted 2 different things, and John's likes were over 100. We're not guessing. I'm not guessing with this social media stuff. I built a brand from scratch. And within less than a year, I was invited to come do leadership development and speak at the Marriott Corporation in Wichita, Kansas, just from building a brand on social media. I'm telling you, the same way that the world is changing and stadiums don't accept cash at NFL games, this social media thing is changing the way the world works. Here's another thing. Just like I'm sitting here now, I'm on my iPad, and as I'm talking, my phone is right here. My phone is listening to me. And if I open up Facebook or Instagram on my phone in a few minutes, I will see ads. I will see advertisements for stuff that I'm talking about to you right now that it's listening on. The world is changing. And in the world of our insurance industry business, if you're not mastering social media, you are being left in the dust by those that are. That's what I want to convey to you guys in terms of what John said. Get your quote, your graphic, get all your stuff. I've had to go, John, to some people's Facebook pages just to pull down a picture because I can't get it from them. I'm doing that just to serve them. You know why they don't send it? They don't understand the power of it. There's going to come, we're doing apps now in the industry electronically. When did that start? That wasn't an option 10 years, 12, 15 years ago. It's changing. And so I want to encourage you guys, there's an entire world of growth in your organization. I promised John that with these strategies, anybody that listened and participated would have 2 to 3 unique riders, brand spanking new by the end of the year. Why? Because I've been doing it for years. And so engage the social media. I'm here to help. John's, brought me on. Whatever I can do to help you guys, I'm willing to do it. And I also told John, back to, the go live stuff. I know that going live can be terrifying. I get it. Going live today, Mike, is the equivalent of speaking in public 10 years ago. Right? Standing in front of a room and you're foaming at the mouth. It's not easy to do. I get it. Going live in front of a camera is not easy to do. I get it. What I told John that I was willing to do and what I was planning to do after we can get past getting some freaking graphics done is just get on Cornerstone Group, and then go live with you on your page. So I can log into the Cornerstone Group's Facebook page, press the go live button. Then you come and you watch me and I can pull you in. And now you're not on the live by yourself. It's the same thing that if we were in a room of 100 people, instead of you having a microphone and standing up at the front of the room by yourself, I'll go up there with you. I'll ask you some questions and it alleviates some of the pressure of you doing a live by yourself. The same, or you speaking at the front of the room by yourself. It's the same thing on a Facebook Live. I remember, John, that we did that live back in 2020 talking about social justice. Remember that with you and Kim? And Kim texted me before and she's like, Cam, I can't stop sweating. I'm terrified. I'm terrified about this. And I said, Kim, don't worry. You got me and John. You're going to be fine. I'll ask you 2 questions. That's it. My point is that going live, like what Will is talking about, or what he's been championing, I totally support it. But you also have help. I know he's saying don't overthink it. You also have help. And if you need that help, reach out to me, whatever it is. I'm not going to chase you, but I am here to help you do whatever you need on social media. I can even go through an entire analysis of your social media, and I can tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you need to change, how to do it. I'll even help you do it so that you can get your social media aligned with what you're trying to accomplish, because in a lot of ways, it's your most powerful tool because of the world that we live in. It's just like you trying to go to the Bank of America Stadium and pay with cash. You're not going to be able to eat. Anyway, John, that's all I got to add.
Perfect. And if anybody has any questions about anything talked about tonight, you can text me. If it needs to go to Cammie, I'll forward it to Cammie. I'll start a group text, or I'll just send you directly to Cammie. But if you have any questions on what you need to do as far as your next step, whether it's a go live, whether it's a send us a headshot and a quote, whatever. If you have any questions, please let us know. If not, then get busy, get us that quote, get us that headshot, and go ahead and make your plans to go live this week. And just talk about what you're excited about. Talk about why you got into business. Talk about, what you're excited about accomplishing, things like that. And it does. The most powerful go lives are 3, 4, 5 minutes long. Okay. They're not 20 minutes. They're 3, 4, 5 minutes long. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks, Cammie Smith.
Love you, man.